All right. Welcome to the Otter's Den. Tonight we have some very special guests. We have Missy, Brian, and Steve from the Spirit Mechanix. They are the people and the team that came up from Kentucky to Nebraska to help me when the Dead Files were here. It's who Amy and Steve sent up here to help me. Very special friends of mine, family, if you will. So I am very proud, almost a little nervous. I don't know why, but very happy to have them on. So Steve, I'm going to hand the reins over to you just a second while I start sharing this baby out, and maybe just kind of introduce you guys and tell us a little bit about words. It's already happening about what you do.
Words begun.
Oh, as he completely brain farts.
No, I'm trying not to laugh. It's not working.
I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of giggles on this bitch tonight.
That's cool. That's fine. Well, as Keith said, we're Spirit Mechanix. We've been doing what we do for 7 years now?
About 7, yeah.
About 7, going on 8. And respectively, we've been doing what we do outside of Spirit Mechanix. Some of us for only about a decade, and others close to 30 years. Everybody on the team specializes in a different mode. So Brian specializes in medicine work. I specialize in alchemy. Missy, who is on here with us tonight. Hi, Missy.
Hi.
Missy specializes in intuitive reading and tarot. And
our resident medium.
Our resident medium and our child empath, actually. But we go in when we're asked for help. We go in and cleanse houses and get rid of the nasties and make sure that people are happy and healthy in their own homes. That's basically about it, I suppose, in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And
I may have a visitor here. Hang on, I got to stop somebody before they walk on my keyboard. She heard Steve's voice and she's like, "Oh, I know that guy. I got to come see him." Hi, Mo. What do you think? You say hi.
As Elwood's like, Daddy.
Mwah.
Mode. A good man.
I had to move your can.
I specialize in alchemy.
Because it was levitating.
What is my
On the camera, but it was on the table.
Okay.
It was just a levitating cam. Can.
Yeah. Can.
Yeah.
Can.
Yeah, I had to move his can because his can was right there and it was just levitating.
Oh.
Hey Sherry, hey Randy, hey Lisa, hey Tammy, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. If you could share this baby out, let's get some people on here to get viewing.
I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
No.
What was that?
That would be his phone.
I didn't get that.
I know you didn't.
Try again.
No.
Okay.
Who are the Spirit Mechanix?
We are.
all 4 of us.
All 4 of us.
True.
Hi. I'm not wearing the shirt. I can't find mine.
Right there. Represent. Thank you, Sherry.
Son of a bitch.
Here's an example of how I can throw the questions and comments up as they come out. I just got to click on it, and they pop right on up there.
Oh, cool. Hell
Yeah.
It works. You know what this actually reminds me of? That's really going to date me.
What's that?
This reminds me of pop-up video.
Oh wow.
What's that?
Exactly, Keith.
I know exactly what you're talking about. On VH1.
Yep.
I had to move my head because my head's being chopped off by the Otter's Den logo.
You gotta scooch down.
Oh, yep. Wait. Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Hang on. Hang on, maybe I can take care of that.
We'll get going hard, hot, and heavy here in just a minute.
We're experiencing operator difficulties.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
Can't help it. Oh. So everybody,
There. We'll do the StreamYard logo because that's see-through. I gotta have. It won't let me have nothing up there, so I gotta have something up there.
Oh.
So that's a little bit better.
No, you're better now.
Hey, Teresa, Renee, thank you for popping in. Lola, hey, glad to see you here. How you doing? Hope you had a great day.
but this is a special interview.
This is Missy's first.
We are de-virginizing her. This is her first
Thanks.
show on video. Hey, I was a poet and didn't know it, but my feet show up. They're Longfellows.
Well, I mean, you did the thing on Biddy Space, didn't you, with Ken?
Yeah, she was on tarot date with
I
him.
was on tarot date, yes. But that wasn't live.
Well,
No pressure, Missy.
No,
No pressure.
never.
None at all.
Not for this one.
We're not going to put you in the middle or nothing.
Yeah, you did put me in the middle. Thanks.
You're the focal
I'm
point.
the sandwich. I'm in the sandwich.
She is
I'm not going there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So what we got on tap?
Well, tonight I thought we'd talk about, this was actually just spoken to me from someone, client / family member. She was actually trying to listen to this on one of your feeds, and then she got cut off. So she was asking a little bit more. But mimics and doppelgangers, she's interested in that. In fact, I'm going to shoot her a message real quick. She's not on here yet. She just had some dentistry done, so she might not be able to. But if not, she'll watch it later.
Yeah.
So I thought we might start with that, and then like go into how those can and other paranormal things can affect your physical health, your mental health, mental clarity, thinking you're crazy versus knowing you're crazy type of stuff. And there's one other subject, and it'll come to me once we get there.
Fair enough.
which direction do you want to go with that?
Renee Odell Hart. Oh, wait, wrong one. Sherry, the rose between the thorns.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That is perfect, Sherry.
She is the beauty amongst age.
But I am. Yes, never mind.
Just take it.
Just take the
Just take
compliment.
the compliment. Damn it.
But I won't know.
We're trying to be good to you, damn it.
I
Take it, but don't take it.
Don't take it. It's in my hand, but it's not yours.
no.
You can have it, but you can't.
You
Right.
put it in your mouth, but don't swallow.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
I think it's just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Brian needs to compose himself.
No, that ain't that. I could have plugged my phone up, or I'm not going to have a phone for work tonight. I didn't think.
Well, that's kind of important.
That is kind of important. But so doppelgangers and mimics. There are actually multiple variations of what could be considered a mimic, but there is only one doppelganger. Doppelgangers are actually formed through negative exposure to what a lot of mysticists will actually call the mirror realm. So just to put it into perspective, if you're one of those people that does self-therapy and actually yells, vents, cusses to a mirror, you know, you're trying to speak to someone even though it is just your reflection. It's healthy in a mental health kind of way. However, in a spiritual way, it's definitely not. Mirrors have the ability to actually draw in and contain negative emotions. And you start to look at the mirror and you look yourself in the eye and you start to cuss and carry on and fuss. And even if you're just passing a mirror and you're in that mode of bitch, cuss, fuss, what happens is all that's just drained from you and is put in that mirror. Mirrors are also considered portals.
Yeah.
If a mirror is open, something can come through. So what do you think is going to happen if you have a bunch of negative energy that's coalesced in a mirror that's open? Something is going to come and become strong enough to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Doppelgangers are basically the mirror self, the negative side that you have shown to the mirror.
Your shadow side.
This is a little bit different. This one's not the shadow side.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this one is literally a mirror reflection of you. Your shadow side is still a part of you. Now, a doppelganger has the ability to eventually not take you over, but replace you. Over time, the more you use that mirror, the more it leaches from you into the mirror, and the more of itself it gives to your body. Eventually, the person can be completely taken over and then replaced. It's the reason why the old legends, because doppelgangers are actually European, they're German, at least as far as the name itself. But the lore is that once you look your doppelganger in the eye, you cease to exist as you are. A literal translation is once you see your doppelganger, you're going to die. And in most cases, that's not exactly wrong. You cease to exist on this planet. You cease to live.
I kind of understand exactly what you're saying. When we still lived in Beatrice, we were going through a lot of paranormal activity up there. And I walked out in the garage one night to start working on a car, and there I am already working on the car.
Yep.
And the one I saw just looked at me with this evil-looking grin and just started laughing, and poof, gone.
Yep.
And things went to hell after that.
Yep. They will do anything and everything to replace you in your life, and will eventually do so if they're left unchecked. Doppelgangers are something that you don't play with. It's not something that you can get rid of with white sage.
No.
That takes a lot of work, actually, to get rid of a doppel. Now, mimics are something completely different. Mimics are, as the name suggests, they are entities that have the ability to shift form. They can change into a person. They can change into an animal. They can... you've heard of skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are considered a mimic of sorts. You can also have changelings, which are a fae. They are dark fae, but they also have that ability. But typically, changelings take the form of younger children. Typically. You also have things... shadow apparitions can mimic to a certain degree. They have the ability to mimic voices. They don't necessarily mimic anatomy. They don't change shape in that sense, but they can sound like somebody else. Certain demonics have the ability to take on different forms. They have the ability to take on different vocal patterns, different mannerisms. Mimic is more of a classification of ability as opposed to a classification of entity.
Now, if you're talking in D&D stuff, then that's a different type of mimic altogether. But
Oh yeah, big toothy mauled fucking pressure chest.
Yeah.
We'll save that one for later. I got a question in the comments. I'm going to pop up here in just a second, but I completely get what you're saying about mimicking the voices. I would be having a conversation here in the house with Shannon, and I'd come to find her, and she'll be pulling in the driveway. She wasn't here, but yet I was having a conversation with her. I have had face-to-face conversations with her, and then the next day she has no memory of it. She swears up and down that never happened. I've talked to her face-to-face, and then went in the other room, and she calls me from work. So it's really weird. They like to cause a lot of division.
Oh yeah.
Divide them too. Get those fears of jealousy, anger, fear. A lot of them like to feed off of that. And the more division they cause, the more of that they cause, the more they have to feed on. So the stronger they get, until you just kind of hit a perfect storm, and one or both of them go boom. And yeah, that's not good when that happens.
No.
A couple of cases I've been on have had some doppelgangers, and they were kind of interesting to take care of. So I completely get what you're saying. Sherry had a question. Question about the doppelganger. Is it possible for someone to have one and not know it, and others see this person in the flesh, and moments later, the genuine person after the other is left? This happened to me and freaked us all out, and none of us knew what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just talking about. It is very, very possible for that to happen.
That's usually
it can almost cause you not to trust somebody else, and think that the other person's losing it a little bit. You want to start wondering about their memory, or are they gaslighting me? Are we getting some narcissistic up here? I mean, you start wondering, they start wondering, and then when you're wondering about each other, the relationship just kind of starts slipping apart, and then they can slip that division in more, and it's not a good thing, especially when there's other entities involved. Hey Nathan.
Hey Nathan.
What's up, Nathan?
I'm going to give a shameless plug here. Nathan and his partner run a crystal and stone shop. It's called Crystal Infinity. They do lives on Facebook. I throw out their lives. They have got some very, very, very beautiful creations. So just got to get that out there.
I'm sorry, I'm so nerdy.
Jones.
G.I. Joe. Cobra. That wasn't too bad.
No, I did good.
It's really good, man.
Hey Teresa, how you doing? Good to see you here.
Good.
How was your head this morning?
Not great.
No.
I had a little bit of a headache. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, bless him.
I had a night at work, but that was beside the point. I don't want to gripe about that here.
Save it from Wednesday.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty rough on him. Oh man.
Okay.
Her head was pounding.
Oh.
She sure did.
I remember when I had hangovers, I gave it to somebody else. Here, have this. I don't want it anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of passed it to my neighbor last night.
Oh, cool.
They were pumping music at like 3 a.m.
Mm.
And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Migraine. Cool. Go sleep it off.
That was the reason why you were messaging me last night while I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to take a nap when I got home at 1 o'clock. I'm like, nah, I'm out. I took an hour nap.
Hey, dude. Did it.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I mean, with doppelgangers, that is the idea. The idea is to completely replace you as you. They want your life. They want to be here. And the best way to do that is to make sure that nobody wants to be around you so they can make the switch.
Nobody will know this.
Yep. They're dangerous creatures. They really are.
They can screw up your relationship, not only with your partner, but with your family, your kids, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. They can screw up your job. They can screw up friendships. Any kind of division they cause, they will. Because that gets those negative emotions out and running, and they can feed.
What you think?
Well, I mean, looking at it from a vibration standpoint as opposed to a mental breakdown, you're going when you're in a relation. What Keith's talking about, you're in a resonance with somebody, and what they're trying to cause is a reverberation. So, it's the easiest way to do it is to just sow little seeds of discord. It's truthfully, it's not hard to do.
No,
not at all.
It's not hard to do.
I mean, we all do that every day anyway.
Yeah.
Just because of
Human nature.
Yeah, we're all going to make mistakes and missteps. What these things do is basically ramp that to 11 and then ride the wave.
What do you think, Missy?
Interesting. I'm reading comments too, so.
Okay.
Steve told me I had to razz you a little bit, so there's your razzing. Putting you on the spot.
That's fine.
I think with your next topic though, as far as paranormal affecting physical and mental, I do think that Missy should actually weigh in on that one.
Yeah,
I think you can weigh on that one. I was thinking about that because it does affect me immensely.
Yeah.
Being an empath, feeling others, especially with the children, especially with women. I pick up on women a lot too. So a lot of times I've gotten nauseous or I get headaches when I don't ground like I'm supposed to.
So you're physical empath, you feel other people's physical stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, been there a time or two.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I was at work one time and all of a sudden I got this pressure headache behind my left eye and it was nasty and severe. And like I got on Facebook, I couldn't see where the cord was going. And I'm like, all right, who's got this? 5 minutes later, my ex-girlfriend. Sorry, it's me. Okay. Cut it, gone. Poof, gone.
Hello.
So if I can figure out where it's coming from, I can get it to go away right away. It's just gone.
A lot of people I'm close to also with being an empath. If I'm extremely close to them, like family members and real close friends, if something's wrong, they can be from a distance. They don't have to be right next to me. Mm-hmm. I'll get that feeling in my gut, a feeling in my stomach, like a knot, and something's wrong. And 9 times out of 10, when I call them and I figure out that something's going on.
Yep.
But
exactly. So.
Right.
Hi, Missy. You doing all right?
Hi, I'm fine. Oh, hush.
No, that's usually the way it works. It's like, all right, Missy's going having a thing.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Missy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like that and don't even realize it. Somebody just pops in your head. Okay, check on that person.
Right.
Even if there's nothing wrong, maybe they've got something really good that happened that they want to talk and share with somebody. Maybe they're having a bad day at work and they need a vent. Maybe they're having, marital issues. Maybe they just need a friend. But a lot of times if that person pops in your head, there is a specific reason why. So even if nothing's wrong at the time, check on them. Sometimes I'm early. My adopted daughter, like one day, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? I just felt some weird stuff coming from you. No, I'm okay. Then 20 minutes later, it's going on. It's happening. You saw it coming.
Freak out, right?
So yeah, just trust your gut, trust your intuition, and go from there.
Well, as far as like physically having things affecting you, being on paranormal investigations or doing a case or something like that, if you're not real careful and you don't ground yourself properly, then you're going to feel it. Like it'll completely drain you and it drains every bit of your energy. Yes. It's happened to me. I've done it.
Hey, Missy.
Yes.
Hey, Missy.
Yes.
When you go on investigations, Missy, do you feel like the aches and pains of the spirit? Like if they had a heart attack, do you feel that?
Right. If they had some type of thing happen to them that had to do with their lungs, I'll have a hard time breathing, or it feels like something's sitting on my chest.
Same. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but it can actually help you figure out who that person was in real life.
Right.
Once you do that history.
Just to break it down, if you want, Missy, tell them about your experience in Pennsylvania.
Which one?
In Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, we did a case, and I got to cross over my first spirit. I had never really done that before. Wasn't real sure what was going to happen. Somebody just kind of put me on the fly and said, do the thing.
Who might that be?
I can't imagine.
Is he on the screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Steve is good at putting people on the spot. Just saying.
Well, he tends to make you do things that you know you can do. You just don't do it.
He makes
you don't think you have the ability.
Yeah.
Right.
He tricks you into stepping out of your comfort / familiar zone.
I trick you into living your fucking life.
And thank you, by the way.
But anyway, this particular spirit had been abused, and it was a lady, and she had been abused a lot, and she was scared. She was scared to cross over. She didn't want to go. She didn't know what was going to happen. She was scared to leave. She was in her safe zone. But when she finally got ready, I could feel her pain. I could feel her sorrow and I started crying. And it wasn't a little cry. It was ugly cry. It was sobbing. She finally crossed over and she was getting there, and I lost my balance. My knees went out. And luckily somebody was there to catch me.
Good.
But as soon as she was passed over, as soon as she was gone, I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But just that experience alone, it took over my entire body, physically, and mentally, because it took me a little while to get over that, because she was so badly abused. You just felt everything that she felt. Yeah,
the physical pain, the emotion, the fear. I mean, I've been there, done that. And then once you get them to cross over and they release all that, it's like it goes through you to ground itself and go back to the universe, and it's just a flood, and it can wear you out very quickly. It takes a little while to get your energy back. Right. It's so if you're a guy on an investigation and you're crossing somebody over and all of a sudden you start crying and you don't know why, let it happen. You're helping that entity shed what's left of their human emotion. Let them get rid of that. Help them. Right. It's okay for guys to cry.
Oh.
I am a crier. They kind of poke at me. But yeah, I mean, it kind of goes into the, like you were talking about earlier with knowing stuff that's going on around you, even at a distance. This week was a pretty rough week for me as far as like work. I had a guy that was working with me. I saw him on Monday. He wasn't there Tuesday, and they gave some excuse that he wasn't there. And by Thursday, he was dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
And everybody on the shift hit him hard because we just saw him on Monday.
Yeah.
It was a lot of me going around doing my thing, just seeing how people were doing. I'm grounding the hell out of people just to kind of keep everybody running because it was awful. By the end of the night, I got a little guy that works with me, and he's like, "You doing okay?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just numb right now. Give me a minute, and I'll be all right."
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff is very difficult to deal with, especially where it's in mass like that.
Yeah.
You're not only dealing with your feelings, you're dealing with everybody else's feelings.
Yeah.
That can really build up in you and get you down if you don't stay grounded.
Luckily,
Luckily, what?
Luckily, I'm well practiced.
Yeah. Yeah. Missy, what would you suggest to people that are having paranormal issues and there's like, say, a mimic doppelganger causing separation? Regular relationships have issues too, but then when you compound it with the paranormal, if you know you're having paranormal activity, you need to give that a thought. Okay, is this causing this, or is this, we need to look at, okay, or are we causing it? But what would you suggest to them about dealing with the mental aspects of it causing issues?
Well, a lot of times you have to for what is your emotion as opposed to what is, everything else that's going on around you. Is that something that you really are truly feeling, or is it something that is affecting you? Try to do that. Try to decipher that first. That's a lot of things that I deal with empathically, is deciding what is my emotion and what's somebody else. What have I got going on with me as opposed to what they've got going on with them, or what's going on around me. And if you can debunk it and you can, kind of figure out that, hey, this is something that's just not right, go look for help. Try to get somebody to help you, talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
That can help you, try to figure out how to take care of it. So.
Absolutely. Getting the help, that's first and foremost. If you know you're having paranormal issues, especially if you're having marital issues between father and son, whatever, it's very important to get help early on. Even if you're not sure if it's the paranormal activity that's causing the issues, get the help anyway. Get the help with the paranormal issues, because a lot of times getting a good team in there, like the mechanics, will also help with the personal issues. You get rid of the paranormal, what's left? You two. Okay, now we know we are feeling all this. Let's sit down and talk about this. Why am I feeling this? Why are you feeling that? Let's sit down and talk and listen to comprehend. Don't listen to respond. You want to understand what your partner is telling you. Even if you don't like it, you still need to be able to understand where that person's at. If there was a lot of things that came up, not so good things that came up in that relationship when the paranormal activity was there, those are going to have to be worked through. And if you're just listening to snap back, well, you did this though, that's not solving anything. You got to listen to understand your partner or your friend or what have you, so you can come to a mutual understanding and figure out, okay, well, I did that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You got to communicate, but you've also got to be open to it.
What's that?
You've got to communicate, but you've also got to be open.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of shameless plugs, that's one of the things that Missy actually specializes in.
Yeah, that's on her. When she's not doing the cat herding, she does her own thing. She does relationship counseling and relationship readings and stuff like that. Shameless plug.
You can
Good note.
Kentucky Love Doctor.
Kentucky Love Doctor.
Yes, look her up on Facebook.
KentuckyLoveDoctor.com.
Yeah,
there you go.
And of course, you can get her through us as well. She's a mechanic too, but
there'll be times we just send them, hey, this is Missy's.
Seriously.
Right. I get to talk about stuff people don't like to talk about.
Yupper.
Hell, I've reached out to her at times. She's reached out to me. You okay? Well, I kind of got this going on. So yeah, she can't help very, very, very well, actually. Here, we got a question up here. Let me pop that.
All right.
Sherry, what is the best way to determine if someone whose personality has changed to very negative and were not that way before, and they pick out someone to take it out? Wait, hang on. Words.
They pick out someone to take it out on a small feud. Yeah, it's someone to take it out on a small
Okay.
You take it out on somebody.
Right.
Will
absorb all the attitudes of the ones who are influencing more negativity in that person's life as well as those around them.
One of the big strengths that Spirit Mechanix has is not necessarily the spiritual gifts, though that is a strength. It's our being able to look at something from a third-party perspective and to look at it objectively. If it's like negativity, most people don't see the personality changes because it's like that old adage: you throw a frog into boiling water, they'll jump out, but if you slowly stir the heat, they won't get out. So you won't notice it. Or another analogy is being nose blind.
Yes.
You don't notice it because you're in the middle of it. You'll get little ticks every so often because your subconscious is trying to remind you, hey, this isn't right, or this is wrong, or this is something that isn't the way it's supposed to be because this is how this person was. But that's something that we do a lot is a lot of counseling. It's not just the paranormal stuff. That's what we're known for, but we do a lot of counseling, a lot of spiritual counsel. And we had a client on Saturday that was pretty much what it was. They were coming to us for paranormal, but it turned into more of a spiritual counseling session and a recommendation. Yes, you all should talk. We came up with a recommendation for psychological counseling for that particular case. But there have been others that we've recommended, relationship counseling or psychological counseling to go along with the cleaning that we do, or the spiritual cleaning that we do, not necessarily on the paranormal end, just the normal wear and tear stuff. So, there is that. Even just getting a Reiki treatment helps with that because it breaks stuff up for you to be able to realize on your own that something else is going on.
Yep. And as a sidebar, and this is something that goes along with it, but it's also something important in dealing with both physical and mental issues with the paranormal. Aftercare is something that most teams do not think of. And it's something that's very important. If you go into a home as even if you're going in as a scientific investigative team, if you find evidence to prove that there's something going on in their home, don't pass it off like, oh, well, here's your stuff, now we're on to the next one. These people will be scared out of their minds because now their fears are realized. You can't just leave people like that.
No.
It's because then who are they supposed to turn to? Who are they supposed to call? The next thing is that if you're a team like us that goes in and does house cleansings and attachment removals, different things like that, you have to understand that there is a spiritual detox period. The person is learning how to live again. So they're going through physical pain. They're going through physical changes. They're going through mental strain because the thing that was writing them is no longer there.
Yeah.
And it's similar. We've said this a million times. It's similar in that process to battered spouse syndrome. You endure that abuse for so long that you miss it when it's not there.
It became the normal.
Right.
Yeah, that's your normal.
Yep. And if you're not there to talk with them when they need it, to be there when they need somebody, then what they're going to do is inevitably call that entity back, call that situation back. And it's going to be much worse because they've already had a connection to it.
Been there.
It's just people don't understand the damage that you can do by literally just dropping people. So, that's my gripe.
Well, you see it all the time. We've got a lot of paranormal teams up in Lincoln, Omaha, Kansas City, stuff like that. I follow some of them on Facebook. They brag up one side and down the other about how many cases they do, how many investigations they do. Okay, they go in, they get evidence, they wave some sage around, and they leave. That's it. What they do is it's like blowing smoke in a non-smoker's face. You're gonna piss that thing off. Sage is for everyday negativity for the most part. You have a bad day, you come home, you vent to your spouse. Sage your house. Get it out of there. Because you're letting that negativity out in your home.
Yep.
If I have a bad day at work, I'll go for a drive and let it out. Roll down the window, let it out. I'll sit there and talk to myself sometimes. I'll just let it out, and it goes right out the window. That way I don't bring it into my home. City council meetings. So much negativity in that room. I would stop at the local bar and have a couple beers. There's a couple of energy vampires in there that just love it, and they just pull it off of you, and they'll sit there amongst themselves and bitch about politics and whatever, and they just pull that right off of you, and I come home and I'm fine.
Here you go.
Little tricks.
Meals on me.
Yeah.
4-star restaurant walking into this bar.
Exactly. And when you're in a new relationship, everything's great. Everything's happy. You love the hell out of each other. Nothing could go wrong. Well, over time, things happen, as in any relationship. But especially when the paranormal's involved, it gets a little worse. Okay, you get used to that. It gets a little worse, you get used to it. It gets a little worse, and you get used to it. And before you know it, you're living in hell, and that's your normal. And then when that hell is removed from your life, now what do I do? This is different. Normal isn't normal. And it's taken me a long time to understand that. I mean, it was hell for me not to invite that darkness back in, and these guys really helped me with that. They helped me understand it. I like to say it's like pulling cocaine from a cocaine addict. They're going to want it. Your body is energy. The negativity is energy. The spirits, the entities are energy. Your body gets used to that negative energy. So that's what it's used to. That's what it wants. That's what it craves. So you really got to be kind of careful.
What hormone does cocaine produce in the brain?
I have no idea.
Dopamine. What does stress induce? What does stress induce? Dopamine. What does abuse induce? Dopamine. You're trying to numb the pain. Oh, you're trying to get euphoria, or that's that chemical reaction in your head. So you literally physiologically become addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say spiritual detox, we literally mean it, because you're having to flush years of abuse. And it's not, you necessarily say it's substance abuse because it's a chemical in your brain, but literally years of triggering, well, endorphins too, but that's beside the point. You're literally triggering this response in your brain to be able to cope. Well, when that's not there anymore, your body wants it. It's got to have it. It's like smoking cigarettes. It's like drinking a beer. It's like doing hard drugs. You physically got to have it, but it takes a lot of willpower to get yourself out of that situation. It's the same way with a regular relationship. You cause a chemical reaction in your head, in each other, that you are addicted to.
Yep.
So when the relationship breaks and they're not there, you literally will go through DTs.
You've actually got to rewire your brain. You can rewire the way your brain works, functions, and thinks. Same way with your heart. There's a heart to brain connection. Your heart is literally scientifically proven. It is covered in brain cells. There is a heart to brain connection.
Yep.
If you can activate that every day, you can actually heal your body. Greg Braden's got a show on that on Gaia. It's pretty interesting.
Well, it's pretty interesting when you get into that. A lot of the stuff that we say this all the time in our streams and to our clients. What you say, even if it's a at surface lie, is a type of truth. And we say this all the time because when you speak, your throat chakra activates, and you're putting vibration out into the universe.
Yes.
And your head hears it, and then it just perpetuates that. And that's how you rewire yourself. You start changing the talk. You start changing the way you speak about yourself, your situation, your life. And things will start to change in your brain. You'll start creating new synapses. You'll start creating new connections. Literally.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, one of the things I did is anytime I had a negative thought in my head, I would just say, nope, stop it, Keith. No. And I would think of 3 positive things instead.
Yep.
It's hard to do all the time, but once you get used to it, it's just instantaneous. Something happens at work and my brain starts, my mouth and my brain starts running. I'm like, nope, stop it. You got a job, you got a roof over your head, you got a way to get home tonight.
Yep.
Boom, 3 things I'm thankful for.
Positive affirmations are important, and it's not just with, like we've been saying, it's not just important with paranormal work. It is almost especially with it, but your day-to-day life, positive affirmation is a good thing. So waking up and instead of saying things like I have to, I've got to, instead of saying things like that, say I have the privilege of, I'm able to,
I have the opportunity to.
What you're actually doing at that point is you're changing your perspective, you're changing your outlook for the entire day.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference in your mental health, which
It
makes
really
a huge difference in your physical health.
Which makes a huge difference in your spiritual health.
Yeah, and
it's all related.
and your relationships and your coworker relationships and everything else. And that's especially during Mercury retrograde. That is so important to do. Do not put out negative thoughts during Mercury retrograde.
Don't speak a thing, because the messenger will deliver it to you.
Here, this is what you wanted, right?
Hey, you ordered this from Wish, right?
If all you do is put out negativity, guess what you're going to get back? Negativity. And if you don't do your work that Pluto or Mercury shows you that you're supposed to do, Pluto will come along later and say, you know what? You didn't listen to my little big brother. we're going to do this now and face plant your ass in the concrete and say, we're doing this now, whether you want it or not. It will force, the universe will force some kind of situation on you where you have to do it. A car accident, a death in the family, losing your job. You will be forced to do your shadow work and learn your lessons. Been there, done that.
Pluto is that older brother with the Napoleonic complex.
He's pissed off. My God, he will put you on the ground. All right, kid. You think you're big and bad? That's cool.
Wait for it. It's not fucking Mercury.
Fucking Mercury.
Mercury just gives you what you ask for. That's it. That's literally all it does.
Shameless plug. I believe the Spirit Mechanix have some merch, and I believe they've got a coffee cup with that on it. It's a pretty cool coffee cup, just saying.
Yeah.
Go check out their merchandise. That helps them out and helps them get to clients and stuff.
SpiritMechanics.com.
There you go.
It is a thing. We do have merch, but it's, you know, like Keith was saying, it's all honestly, we run Spirit Mechanix like a nonprofit, so it goes back into to being able to do things like events and live streams and things like that, and it also goes into helping clients, leaving materials behind like smudge kits and making sure that we have gas money to get to people, and you know, so it helps out.
Garrett, make sure Steve eats and I eat and Missy eats
while we're on cases.
Yeah,
That's my job.
Yep.
Just to make sure Steve eats.
It's our main job to make sure the diabetic eats.
Yes.
Hey, Steve, you eat today? No. You think you ought to eat today? Fuck you.
That's actually a conversation in the car on the way back from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, actually.
Put this cracker in your mouth now.
Yes, Mom.
Thank you all for helping so much. It's such a breath of fresh air seeing others that truly come from a humbled place of selflessness.
Thank you.
We try.
We do our best.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I tell people all the time, ego slips every now and then, and it's going to because we're human, but we try to make sure that we keep ourselves humble because it's about the mission. It's about making sure that, like I said, people are happy and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sherry's like, you know, write affirmations on mirrors, post up positive words around to look at, and, you know, to read and reread to remove the negative. I've got one on my bathroom mirror. You know, I'm throwing stuff out on Facebook all day. I read it and like, okay, I know who needs to see that. I'm going to share it, and they're going to see it, and they'll message me, "Thank you, I needed that."
You want to see? Y'all want a cheat code? I can give you a cheat code.
Cheat code?
I'm a gamer, so cheat codes are one of those things that, you know, helps you to beat the game easy, right? Anything you say, "I am," and then write the statement. It changes it.
I am thankful. I am successful.
Yep. Because anything you say "I am" to, go ahead, Missy. I'm sorry.
I was going to say sticky notes everywhere.
Yep. Write it with lipstick on the mirror if you want to.
Yeah, on my fridge, a page about boundaries. Boundaries are.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Boundaries are very important.
Yes, they are. Certainly.
That's one of the exercises that I have some of my clients do is at the end of the day, like you were saying, the three things, find three positive things about your day and write them down. Doesn't matter how bad your day is, you find those three things that were positive about your day. Mm-hmm. And then you can go back and read them and you're like, oh, well, maybe that day wasn't so bad because this, and this happened.
Yeah, even on a bad day, you can find something good that happened. Even if it's little, you can always find out something good.
You woke up. You took a breath.
Yeah. You had a shower.
Yeah. Hot water in your house.
Nathan, you know, and absolutely reaffirm your own list of affirmations to yourself all day long in your head to produce the ego's flamboyance. Keep yourself, you know, level, balanced.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is it, exactly.
I'll kind of give the counterpoint. It is okay to take pride in something.
Absolutely. Pride is a type of confidence.
Yeah, it's okay to take pride in I'm good at this. And notice what I said. I am good at this. But it's another thing to allow your ego. I am the best.
Oh,
Look at me.
That's a huge difference. That I am God's gift too.
Oh,
Those kinds of things. Because it's funny, the more you let your ego lead the way, the more confidence you might exude, but the worse at what you think you're good at, you're going to be.
and truthfully, energetically, it stinks.
His metaphysical scent receptors are stupid.
Oh, it's
And
awful.
You can literally watch his face sour around somebody that's full of themselves. It doesn't look good either.
No.
It looks like sewage water.
Yeah.
Whirling around somebody's aura. It's nasty.
Sludge.
Yeah.
Metaphysical sludge.
It looks like shit.
That specifically.
Yeah, just say it.
Toilet paper.
Oh, and just that reminds me, just so you guys know, it is okay to drop the F-bomb on my show.
Oh,
Did it? F-bomb? I just dropped it.
He has a little F-bomb.
That's cute.
Brian's never seen it. Brian's never seen
I've
the
never
F-bomb.
seen it. I love it. I want
That's-
one.
That's my
I need one
F-bomb.
of those.
Can somebody make me one, please?
Yeah.
Michelle Dyer likes yarn, just saying, if she's watching. I'm not sure if she is or not, but I haven't seen her pop on yet.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
It looks like a ball of yarn.
That's exactly what it is. It's a ball of yarn with a pipe cleaner in it with an F on it. That's all it is.
Oh, gotcha.
The pipe cleaner.
I'm down for that. Aren't you glad I left that there?
I am now. You said there was a reason, and
Yep.
we just found the damn thing.
That's it.
I need one of those for my table.
Nathan, I'll give you all another thing to make you smile. You're not as short as me. I don't know. I'm 5'6". That's pretty dang short. How tall are you, Nathan?
Technically, I'm 5'8" if he straightens my back.
Yeah, I have to break his back and get him to stand up straight.
Yeah, if I'm standing up straight, he realigns my chakras, quote unquote. I'm 5'8". I'm as tall as he is when I'm wearing my boots. So,
And when I'm standing up straight, I'm like 6'1". But my back's broke.
God, we're old. At least internally.
Well, our brains think that it can do things that our bodies go, no, I can't.
No.
You're not a teenager anymore, dumbass.
You can't lift that 300, 400, 600-pound thing by yourself. Yeah, I can.
Snap.
Watch this. Crunch.
Oh.
I'm so. That is one thing that I'm thankful that I work at a place that I can literally grab a hold of one of the I-beams, drop my feet, and my back just goes.
Yep.
Oh, it's so nice.
I'm glad you're relaxed.
Hims loves his daddy.
Him loves him daddy. Yep.
Nathan, I made it all the way up to 5'3" at one point, but seemed to be shrinking according to. Okay. For once, I am not the shortest person in the room. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah.
I am thankful.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would be my wife. She's 4'11".
But you don't mess with her.
No,
No.
no.
No, you don't mess with the Tiff. I think I saw a comment from her earlier. Let me scroll up here. Tiff is out of town. Y'all have a doppelganger.
Shit.
We can't get a replacement Tiff.
No.
They don't sell at the parts store.
No.
No.
They're not. That was a limited edition, one of a kind. Oh.
Yeah, and I gotta apologize. If I don't get to your comments or questions, throw them back up. You know, if you do have a question, a lot of times they scroll by so fast, I miss them. I try to scroll back up, but then if I move it, it scrolls it all the way back down, and I gotta go back and search. So if you see me over here doing this stuff, I'm trying to find something or read the comments, see if it needs to go up. You know, see if it's just a funny or a question or. So I'm not ignoring anybody, but I'm ignoring. My brain, it can either listen or it can read. It can't do both. So if you're talking and I'm reading a comment, I hear you, but I don't hear you.
I have ADHD. I can't do two things at once.
Yeah, it's a thing. And sometimes I got to read things twice. It's hard for me to comprehend. That's due to my brain injury from a car accident. It affects my memory, my reading comprehension. So yeah, it's a thing. And words.
I literally have to look somebody in the eyes in order to be able to hear them.
Yeah, that's a thing. And just like there, if I pause, the words get stuck. They get stuck, and it takes a minute for them to get from here to here. So if I pause, or I'm like, and I'm looking up, I'm waiting for those words to come out. They're there. I just got to find them.
Sometimes words are hard.
I think my English is the third language between sarcasm and blathering.
Yes. English.
Yeah, we can say the word fuck on here.
Yeah.
We can say the word fuck.
We can't say the word fuck. Why the fuck not?
I don't know, man. Fuck that.
Who fucking knew?
And then we're asked.
I didn't fucking know.
Fuck no.
People say it's fucking unprofessional. I don't give a fuck. It's my show.
It's my cheat.
Yeah, generally we try to wait till after like the 3 or 5 minute mark, so those F book, things go away.
Algorithm.
That's it.
Thing.
The word, it got stuck. Thank you.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes.
It's the same way on YouTube too.
Any streaming platform at this point. 3 minutes. You can't mention the Vidco 19, you can't mention politics, and you can't mention religion, and you can't drop the F-bomb. Any of those things within the first 3 minutes, and you are scratched.
You're not scratched. You're just taken away from the suggested material, the suggested content.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're scratched off the list. People have to look for you. Well, fact.
Don't WTF me. Say the words.
Ready? Ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Fuck. I mean, come on,
it's a lovely word.
It's the word of the day.
It's the word of the day.
It's the word of the day.
Tis the word of the day.
Tis the word of the day.
You can use this.
As I go Russian.
Right? I'm like, it's not Varsky, dude.
No.
Look, it's Scottish. Fuck it. Fuck it. Scottish.
F-O-O-K. Fook. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Jeez, it evolved quick.
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
I think we went off on a tangent.
right, come on, man.
Where the fuck were we?
I don't know, man. Fucking anywhere is beyond me.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, Mo.
I think that meow was her saying, fuck it. This is the Mo. She helps me on the show. She rubs on my leg and gives me confidence, and then she'll try to get up here and walk on my keyboard.
Hey.
What you, right? What you doing, Mo Kitty?
We think, baby. Hi. Oh, yeah.
Well, I've got a spit bird on my leg, so.
I'm not on your leg.
Oh, another reason why she likes to get up here is I keep selenite on my computer, and she loves crystals and stones.
Mm-hmm.
They're shiny.
She can feel the energy. She will lay on them and just start purring, and it's like she emits the energy from that stone throughout the house.
Well, it's a cool thing. It's actually scientifically proven that the vibration of a cat's purr is shown to physically heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cats actually have their own form of Reiki. It's a natural thing.
Isn't it the ohm vibration?
It is.
It's the ohm vibration.
It is. Officially, it is the same vibration as when you ohm during meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coolest shit in the world.
Yeah, so when they crawl up on your chest and they sit there and they just purr, they are healing you. They can tell something is not right with you, and they are trying to heal you. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Here we go.
Bring it.
Bring it. Oh, hell.
Thanks, Kurt.
Change the first 4 letters of your name with fuck. Fucky. All right. So, you want to know what mine is, Keith? You know what mine is, Keith?
What?
Mine is fucking. Missy is fucky.
I'm fucky.
What the hell is mine?
Actually, so is mine. Mine's fucking too.
If you do Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just fuck.
Fuck.
Yours is fucketh.
Fuck it.
We're going fucketh forward.
And now if you do Steve, yours is fucky.
Fucky, yeah. There's something fucky about this situation.
Is that Irish or Scottish?
That's gibberish, sir.
Excuse me.
Oh my God.
The other subject.
Yes.
Hang on. I gotta get this straight. I gotta get this out.
You giggly bitch.
Fuck Bell.
Fuckable.
People are gonna see this and they're gonna think we all are nuts, and I don't care because we all the best people are.
Yes. You gotta be a little bit.
Everything floats down here, Georgie?
I'm smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey on your podcast, man.
What's that?
I said I'm smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey on your podcast.
I want whiskey.
Go get you whiskey.
Get the fuck off me, dog.
I'm gonna go get him some
I'm
whiskey.
gonna go get me some. Get off me, dog.
Do the thing, man. This one's coffee.
Don't
This one's not.
Come on, turd. Thank you.
I gotta work tonight, so I'm drinking whiskey. Fuck this place.
Let's hope the boss doesn't watch this.
I don't care. Fire me.
I hear you.
It's been bad this week. I don't care.
I've been there. I have. There's been a few days like that at work. It's just like, you know what? I don't care. Anytime I've lost a job, I found a better one.
Dude, this week has been one of those. Oh, y'all are doing great. You're doing great. That's awesome. Let's fuck you so we can make other departments look good.
Right? Puppy dogs. What you doing? The Elwood?
Mm-hmm.
Elwood. Hi, Elwood. What you doing?
He's looking around trying to find you.
Hi. I'm over here.
His ears.
Elwood.
I know, man.
He's like, dude, y'all got ghosts.
We do, but that's beside the point.
I hear you.
Oh.
Yep, we got the right kind, though.
All right, Elwina, go on somewhere, man.
Cruise.
The other subject I wanted to cover a little bit about tonight was
What you got?
like the difference between threads and cords and proper cord cutting.
Now, technically, all a cord is it's a double wrapped thread.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, a cord is something that has already been cut and rehealed. So it's braided as opposed to a thread, which is a singular point between two people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you actually cut a cord, it doesn't stay cut. It inevitably grows back. The idea behind cutting a cord is so that person or couple can actually change. So that when the cord reconnects, the relationship is seen different. So if it's a rough situation and you cut the cord, say it's an abuse situation, then the people can choose not to respond to each other anymore. And when the thread grows back, well, I used to know that person. They exist over there. That's cool for them. And then you have other situations where life will actually cut the cord for you. Say you have a friend that you haven't seen in years, and you kind of lose touch, and the cord's sort of on the fray and suddenly snaps. Well, after a while, that cord regrows. If you go back around the person, maybe you're still friends. If you go back around the person, maybe it's well, I'm glad you moved on with your life. So did I.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the point. The cord is a disconnect so that you can heal on your own from another person.
Yeah, and it's okay to cut cords. I do it a lot. Like I do it in the shower. I got the water rushing over me. I'm grounding. I will literally pull my sword out and I will cut cords to everybody I know. But that text comes through. Oh, that cord's reattached. But sometimes you just need a little bit of peace for yourself to heal and grow. And if you've got all these cords from everybody you've talked to that day or that month or that year or that lifetime because you've never done this, it is difficult to heal and grow because you've got all of that past negativity. And that's what you're trying to get out. But if that cord's still attached and you're trying to work and they're sitting here texting you or calling you or banging on your door, it's hard to get any work done. One thing I noticed after you guys came, removed the entities and negativity from the home, and I started learning and started doing my shadow work and working on my spirituality and trying to heal my soul. The universe took people out of my life.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't, the universe took them out. It's like, you know what? I've heard what this person said behind your back. We're just going to pick them up and we're going to take them out. That can be painful at times, but it's better in the long run for you.
You fucking mother.
I'm sorry.
What are you two doing over there?
The dog is trying to drink his whiskey.
The dog is trying to drink the whiskey, and I made a comment about like a sniper take a shot.
Take the fucking shot.
The universe is trying to take people out of your life.
The contract.
I got it.
Right.
I got it.
There's three different ways, and I'll let Brian get into that. But there's three different ways that you can actually deal with cords, going into actually quote unquote cutting them.
Hold on just a second. Hi, K13.
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 But you actually have knotting the cord.
Mm-hmm.
You have cutting the cord.
Mm-hmm.
And you have transmutation of the cord.
Mm-hmm.
Brian?
Knotting the cord, let's go into the other stuff real quick first. So what Keith has been talking about as far as like cords and threads specifically, we'll go with threads for right now because cords is like we were mentioning before. Threads are a lot easier to deal with. That's the base connection between two people, or between a home. It can be a connection to anything.
Yay, string theory.
Yay, string theory. A cord forms, to answer K13's question, a cord forms when you meet somebody for the first time. That's how that works.
there is a initial connection. Now, sometimes there can be a resonance when that connection hits, and you feel a strong pull, or there's not, and there's just a hey, I know you. But that's just the nature of resonance and reverberation. When it comes to you can cut the cord fairly easily. You can visualize the cord and just cut the damn thing. They are designed to grow back, like Steve was saying. They're designed to grow back. That's just how fate works. But it gives an opportunity, like Steve was mentioning before, to really, all right, I'm separate from this situation 100%. So visualizing that you're cutting a cord is as easy as seeing a yarn, literally a thread of yarn between you and them, taking a pair of scissors physically and going snip. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck
Yep.
it.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
And it's a lot like putting off a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
You know, you have the hardest part of cutting a cord is actually getting the gumption to do so.
Yeah.
That.
Knotting a cord blocks flow. It gives the same effect as cutting it. So when you knot a cord, you literally are tying a knot. I'm putting a knot in this, and it's going to stay over there. There's no vibration. When the vibration hits the knot, it dulls it. And unless you're like really sensitive to it, you're not going to pick up that vibration. And then there is what Steve was talking about, cord transmutation. This is something that we've, a friend of mine was mentioning to me about, and it never occurred to me until they were talking to me about it. They didn't want to cut the cord with this particular person because on a base level, they felt a connection with them that wasn't what they initially projected it to be. So they wanted to change the nature of the thread, because threads vibrate in various different colors. So a love connection, like a relationship love connection, is a red thread. Most other threads are blue. Well, at least they are to me. Base relationship, base friendships have a blue tinge. Deeper connections can vary the color by up or down the scale, depending. But red's usually the one that's for love. So I want to change this red thread to a blue thread. How do I do that?
You raise the vibration of it.
Mm-hmm. Or you lower the vibration of it. This just depends. What direction am I going to go with this person? Do I want to be just platonic? Raise it. Am I a friend with benefits? Lower it. You know, it becomes a physical relationship as opposed to a love relationship. So we're lowering the vibration. Well, is it just a platonic friendship? Well, we're going to raise the vibration because it's not on a physical level. So you go past it and go into the next scale of blue. It's like music theory.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
We're looking at scaling.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to lower it an octave, or you're going to raise it an octave.
Got my nerves.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
I know, right?
Funny that.
The process of doing that is a little bit more involved. You can do it yourself. It's very possible to do it yourself. It's easier to do it with somebody else doing it for you. You know, it takes a lot of discipline to transmute because a cord or a thread, because it changes your mindset towards that person. And if you have an initial mindset that is this, and you're trying to change it to that, the initial mindset is going to try to trump it.
Yep.
So
you're more prone to doubt the decision. You're more prone to fight the decision. And it can actually backfire trying to transmute, because that's the difference between transmutation and manifestation. Manifestation allows for a lot of error.
Mm-hmm.
Transmutation, once the process starts, you can't back out.
Yep.
Period. If you try to back out, the transmute fails, and it can cause a lot of collateral damage.
Well, it snaps back to its original thing, and then you two are going to have a fight.
Yep.
And then it's just going to sever the cord. Pop.
Like the kickback of a shotgun.
Yep.
Recoil was a thing.
The guitar string snaps, and then you're there with bloody fingers.
You overtuned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The wrong direction, or you're not going to get any sound because you went too low.
We've tuned to.
We're going to F flat, which is E.
Drop E.
We're going to drop E. You can do cutting with anything. You can do it with a pair of scissors. I've done it with somebody's pocket knife, selenite, quartz, the various types of quartz. Those crystals just change the intention.
If you're good with, well, I mean, you can use obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian works very well because that's what its actual purpose is.
Yeah, it's very sharp.
But you can use, you can literally, if you're good at visualization anyway, you can use your fingers and snip.
When I cut a cord, it's usually I put it between and
just
snap it.
Yep. With me, I'll use a scalpel. That's my bag anyway. So
Clean cut.
Yep.
I use a metaphysical dagger that I make. It's just energy. I make it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it back in sheath. Save for later.
Here's a cool little exercise if anybody wants to try it. Do this with somebody that you're okay with. Don't do this with an ex. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
That just makes it more complicated and messy.
Yes.
Do this with a friend. Do this with your life partners or something to that effect. Somebody that's close to you. Visualize.
Trust.
Do what now?
Somebody that there's trust.
Yeah. Visualize. You see the thread. Think about them. Figure where it's at, and pull. And you will feel tightness.
You can feel it.
You will feel it.
Missy.
Hi, Missy. What are you doing, Brian? I'm playing with your thread, Missy.
I just saw the look on her face. I'm like, oh.
There's no such thing as distance when it comes to metaphysics.
Oh, hell no. Energy is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This particular technique has the ability to change your life.
It's kind of a last resort sort of thing. You don't want to do that unless you're positive that that's what you want.
Yep. I don't cut thread. This is for I know Keith has his own practice, but for me, if I were to cut my threads, all of my friends would fill the slack.
Yep.
And then I'd get immediate phone calls or text messages.
Brian pulls his taut. That way he knows what's going on with everybody.
Mm-hmm. I just pull the threads tight. All right, cool. What's up? Cutting cords, should you ask permission to the fates? Yes. Well, depending. There is especially if it's a life bond, like a marriage, relationships, red cords specifically, those specific cords. Yes and no.
I believe that it's situational.
Yeah, that's a yes and no. When I'm acting on behalf of somebody else, I will ask because it is not my place to cut it.
That
If it is your cord, you have every right because it is your cord.
and that's the distinction with any of these.
Mm-hmm.
You don't manipulate anyone else's faith threads, period, without asking permission of both them and the faiths.
Unless it is just yours.
Yep.
And then you have every permission in the world.
Don't you most of the time make them do it themselves?
Yes, I do.
Especially if there's a point that needs to be proven. Yeah.
I've done it for them a few times. It usually ends dramatically.
Oh God, that just reminds me of that one Scarefest.
She showed. There was a lady I did a cord cutting for at an event, and she showed up at Scarefest, and she looked at me and she goes, "For the positive, you changed my life." And I went, "Cool,
Awesome."
But most of the time, here's the knife. You cut it.
What do you mean?
You cut it.
What? Can't do this one for you.
This is out of my memory.
Like he's literally held out his hand. Hey, Steve, you mind if I see Papa's knife?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pocket knife my grandfather gave me. Sure, man. Because I know when he asks for it, exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that knife, even if with the sharpest edge, will not cut anybody, period, unless there is a direct purpose.
Yes, you can. You have every ability. I can cut the cord between myself and someone else. Yes, you can. It is within your right.
It's your faith thread. It's your tapestry that has to be rewoven.
And yes, ask permission if it involves a cord between two other people. Yes.
I'm going to interject in that if there's a very negative person that you need to cut a cord with, I personally don't ask permission. I just cut it. Usually I'll try to give them some kind of heads up. Hey, you know what? I got some stuff going on in my life right now. I need some time. Oh, okay. No problem. Boom. Done.
Well, no, if it's yours, you don't have to ask permission. Period. It just does not matter because it's yours to deal with.
Thread's two-sided.
It's you connected to something else.
Yep.
And that something else returning that.
Mm-hmm. There's vibration going both ways. Cord I cut years ago was necessary for safety of myself and child. They had to deal with their own issues. I cut it and let it go for 18 years and then released the poison. And there was positive, and they learned a life lesson. And I actually reached out and thanked me for the cutting it between us when I did.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome shit.
There it is.
Well, like with a child, to a certain age, 13, they have the ability to make the choice. Before that point, you can, if you're the parent specifically, you can cut it for them.
Yes.
Oh. I got like 2.
You got what?
He's got like 2 minutes and he's got to bounce.
Okay. Understand. Duty calls. Calls.
Boy, you can stay on with it.
That works for me.
Speaking of,
his alarm is hilarious to me. It's just this lilting tune. Sounds like an 8-bit cartoon.
that's why I chose it. Oh God, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But I gave my word that I would be there.
You get to go.
I don't want to go.
But you get to go.
I don't want to go.
I'm trying to help you with positive affirmations here.
Positive affirmation. I can pay my rent right now for a year straight and still have $2,000 left over. I don't.
You don't want to go. Wait for it.
Fuck it. And that might be a decision. It might be a cord I cut this week. I'll tell you later.
What's that?
I said I'll tell you later, Missy.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, I get to go make $20 an hour. That's the positive.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That works. One thing I noticed with one of the cords I needed to cut, at least for a while, no matter what I did, every time I would cut it, this is strong, huge. The other person would reattach it, even though they're the ones that, just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. But I needed my own space, my own clarity to learn and heal. And with them, reaching out to me fifth dimensionally all the freaking time, but yet not having any physical communication, it's really quite unnerving. It can drive you a little nuts. And I kept cutting and kept cutting and kept cutting. And you had to hack this thing. It was huge. And boom, it's reattached. So, like Steve said, they will reattach. But when they're not attached, you have some time to learn, heal, grow, and make decisions. I've given myself a personal time limit. And if I don't hear from this person, then by a certain time, it's been long enough, it's time to move on. So I get that. Other people, nah, we're done. Thank you for the lesson. I thank you for the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you, peace and happiness in your life. I don't wish you any ill will. I wish you peace and happiness. Bye-bye.
I'm better than myself.
I love you, fucking self.
And that's the thing.
I've experienced that before. There was with that particular type of thread, there's definitely a resonance that happens, and even on a subconscious level, you reattach it yourself sometime.
Yeah,
not wrong. You're not wrong. Can even thinking about that person while you're going through your healing?
Boom.
Okay.
Yep.
That explains a lot.
Instantaneous.
That's the reason why it starts expanding and becoming something larger.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the whole thing. A thread is that connection, whereas a cord is a reconnection.
Mm-hmm.
It's braided at that point. If you keep severing that cord and reconnecting it, it slowly becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. It becomes a huge fucking rope after a while.
That's what you hang yourself with.
Exactly.
Well, son of a bitch.
See, what you do at that point is you knot the rope. Eventually, it'll decay and turn back into a thread.
Yep, because the connection's still there. You just don't have the ability to influence each other.
Mm.
You're cutting off the supply.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I learned something tonight. I learned something. I learned something. See, I knew there was a reason I needed to do this subject.
Mm.
This is why.
Yeah. There's some interesting things you can. Whoa in the South. Whoa.
Whoa.
I know Kung Fu. Yeah.
And 18 other Chinese words.
Right.
I gotta keep my eye on my time.
Interested in I mean, blah, 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 blah.
Right? Words.
Words?
Words.
Where they at?
There.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the ether, and I'm trying to find the right words.
I mean,
You can
push them to you.
What happens if the rope is in knots? It'll just decay.
Think of it literally like cutting off circulation to a finger or a toe.
Yeah.
It's the same principle. Anything with vibration is actually technically a living thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cut the actual circulation off to it, it will eventually fall the fuck off.
Now, here's the interestingly enough, if they have knotted the cord on their end and you are trying to reconnect it constantly, it can turn black
And actually become necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally cause yourself physical decay if you're not careful.
It can fuck with your head. I've seen this one before. It can fuck with your head badly because it's almost acts like sepsis in your brain.
We have seen people that have went through mental decay, and once their mind goes, their body starts to go. They're not taking care of themselves.
Or they're so sure that their twin flame.
Oh, I fucking hate that expression.
They're so sure that their twin flame is right there with them. They're going to do the thing that they're going to come back. They're coming back. I tell you, they're coming back. No, they're not. They're done. They moved to a completely different state and didn't tell you they're done.
They literally bounced the fuck out. Literally.
Yeah.
It's one of those things too that people have a very strong misconception of what soulmates and twin flames actually are.
It's strong resonance.
That's it. A twin flame is someone that resonates with you. That's
perfectly.
It. You guys are in perfect sync. That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate soulmate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a soulmate is a resonance. It's a familiarity resonance.
Yeah.
Whereas a twin flame, you resonate perfectly. There is no off chord. Now it has the potential. They can become the love of your life. It has the potential to do that. If both sides allow it.
Fuck right there. That right there.
Because the big thing is that it's not plural. It's not fucking plural.
Not flames.
It's flame. It is a twin flame. It is two people producing a singular energy.
Yeah.
God
Yes.
damn it.
Yes. In my studies of this, I've noticed over and over and over and over. One of almost like the jobs of that type of relationship is to cause the other to grow and learn about themselves and raise their vibration.
Yeah.
Release their traumas.
Hallelujah.
Thine be the glory.
So studying that aspect, the twin flame aspect, is kind of what got me started really looking deep and really started me on my growth path. I mean, you guys started me, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this really, really made me actually sit the fuck down and take a look at myself. So it's, in a way, this person helped me in more ways than I could ever probably tell her or explain. Mm-hmm. And I may never get to tell her. If I don't, oh well. Hey, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. If you see this, thank you. You know where I'm at now? I'm okay. Eventually I'll meet somebody. If this person wants to be my friend, I can do that. I got no problem with that.
What they need.
If you want to come back into my life, we're going to have sit down and have some conversation. But it's going to be good conversation. and understanding conversation, so that we both can continue to learn and grow. Even if nothing comes of it, we're still going to learn and grow and help each other. Point.
A twin flame is what the other person needs at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
If they need a friend, that is what they are. If they need a lover, that is what they are. If they need a shoulder, that is what they are. You spark the singular flame in both at the same time. It does not have to be a full-on love relationship, marriage, bullshit, whatever. It is whatever it needs to be in that moment.
It can be a parent and a child. It can be a brother and a sister. It can be two friends. It can be two males, two females. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The whole idea is that you're creating a resonance so strong that it creates a singular energy for a singular purpose. That's all twin flame actually is. Anybody on this particular interview right now can be a twin flame to the other person. Let's put it into perspective. Every one of us is a soulmate because we all resonate on a soul level.
Mm-hmm.
We know each other at a deep enough level to where we get it.
Soul tribe.
Exactly. So when, like, if we're on a call, example with Missy, if we're on a call, immediately Brian and I will bounce off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
At that particular point, we are a twin flame. I handle one end, he handles the other end, but it is towards a singular goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask questions while you do the thing. Cool. I'll ask questions while you do the thing. Cool.
It becomes almost like a one mind.
You feel each other's vibrations. You know what's going on in the other person's head.
Oh yeah.
And you'll hear us on live streams and different things like that every once in a while. We'll kind of look over at each other. I got you. Because we'll run out of words or we'll have a hard time. No, I got you. Just like this.
Yep. There's times I'm at work and I hear your voice in my head. Sup? I'm like, I'm all right. Okay. I hear that in my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
You don't even have to send it on the phone. I hear you in my head. What's up? I'm like, I'm good. Okay.
If you're doing community building stuff, if you're doing soup kitchen or you're doing habitat or things like that, you are literally twin flaming consistently and constantly with everybody in that room. Whoever gets close to you that has the same mindset, pow, and then all of a sudden everybody around you feels that resonance and feels that warmth that's coming off of that flame, and it helps everybody in the room.
It does, because it raises everybody's vibration.
Right. It goes
Everybody
from
feels it.
charitable action to an actual movement. That's the point of a twin flame action.
It's just like us, talking about this stuff. We're raising people's vibrations because they're reading, they're learning, they're like, oh, that makes sense. They're learning about themselves. That will help them raise their vibration.
I have a bad habit of connecting with people, even though they don't want me to. And that's the reason why I go, I know, right? That's why you need to talk to this person or that person. And they look at me funny, and I go, it's okay.
And as we're sitting here talking about this, I have a hand on my back,
Mm-hmm.
and I know whose hand it is. It's rather interesting.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to bounce. I've got to go and produce shit.
Do the thing, man. Go do the thing. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you for coming on tonight. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll need a little bit more of that before I go.
You're gonna get him some more whiskey before he goes. They got to take the edge off the job.
I don't want to be there tonight.
I know, man. But hey, early night, supposedly. Supposedly.
Steve, you were talking earlier about when we're talking about the chords, old friends showing up. I just got a message from somebody I haven't seen in probably 10, 20 years. I don't even know. And he's like, hey, we're in town tomorrow. I want to hook up, get a hold of you. So,
Hey,
cords. And I was just thinking about this guy the other day. I was driving by a shop. I saw a car that looked just like his old Roadrunner. And I'm like, I wonder what that son of a bitch is up to. And boom, here he is.
exactly. That works. This cord's been inert for fucking years. I wonder how that dude's doing. Instant message.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder how you were doing too.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
What's your take, Missy?
What's my take?
Yeah.
I've not done a lot of cord cutting, but I probably should.
Well, there's that.
There's that,
But from your perspective, considering the relationship counseling side of things, what's your perspective of cord cutting?
as far as relationships go, it makes a lot of sense, you know, and you say it a lot, actually, verbally say it, cut the cord between you and somebody else.
Yeah.
If it's a toxic relationship, if it's a negative relationship. But I think the biggest thing, like you've said all along, is you have to want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you don't set forth that intention and you really don't want to do it deep down inside, it's not going to happen.
That's it.
You got to have that intent. You have to put that intent into the motion.
Right. There's a lot of people that stay in toxic relationships and don't cut that cord. Like you said earlier, it's kind of like you're an addict.
Yeah.
So,
I kept wondering why this one particular cord kept connecting. Well, found out maybe I was part of that when I thought it was just the other person. So I learned something.
right. It keeps you keep taking that hit.
Yeah.
You keep getting the hit of that drug over and over and over again.
Got a question over here. K13 question. What happens with a cord when one person dies? That's a good question.
It's an interesting thing at that particular point because that person's fate, quote unquote, that person's fate has now been decided. They've lived their life. They've run their course, at least in a sense of this cycle. So at that point, the cord is knotted on your end. So it keeps as a memory, and then the rest of it fades.
But wouldn't you still be connected spiritually?
That's what I was just, yeah.
In a sense, and that's what I mean by it's knotted on your side.
Right. It's not exactly cut. It's just knotted.
Yeah. The rest of it fades and goes with them because that memory of who they are needs to stay with you. But when they cross over, certain things are left behind. So unless you're looking at a soul bond that is so strong that it can literally stand the test of time, most of the time, that particular thread that used to be attached to you will fade. You'll still know them. You'll still have the memory of them. They'll never leave your heart because it's knotted on your hand. But they've moved on. They've gone elsewhere. They have other things to do.
Yeah, it gets easier for you over time.
Mm-hmm. That's
the energy slowly fades away, and that's why you slowly get okay with them being gone.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've noticed is Facebook. I see people all the time And, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I see people all the time. This is the 30th anniversary of your death. I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I understand missing somebody, but myself, once somebody passes and they move on, I move on. Now I can actually be happy for that person because they're no longer here in this physical plane going through hell. They're not in any physical pain anymore. They get to go up and have a happy reunion with the ones that they have lost. So I'm happy for this person. I do my best to be happy for that person that passes. I don't keep track of death dates. I don't keep track of how many years people are gone. I don't know how long my grandma's been gone. My grandpa's been gone. My dad's gone. They come and see me. I don't have to keep track of that. They come and see me. They say, hey, Grandma makes chocolate chip cookies so I can smell them in the kitchen, Grandpa gives me hints on one of my apps about when it's time to plant, for the garden. They come and see me. I see them and I feel them here. So I don't need to miss them. They're still here with me. Other people may not be able to feel that. So maybe that's part of why they do that. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe it's just difficulty in my brain, but I don't know. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and it's one of those deals of it's difficult for some to let go of how things feel. The grieving process is supposed to be a process. You're supposed to learn from that.
Okay.
This person was here. They were here with me. They taught me these things. They shaped my life in this way. And now they're not here.
Okay.
The goal is to actually learn that person did for you everything that they could. Now it's time for you to show what you've learned.
I get that.
However, people have a tendency to hold on to grief like they hold on to anger. Grief has a tendency to become the substance that people define themselves by. I'm just an angry fucking person. Well, I'm still mourning the loss of this person.
That makes total sense.
They passed? 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Okay. And it's usually that kind of thing, 5, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, you're still, I'm sorry to hear that. Still fresh, still new, it still hurts. But I think a lot of people mistake pain of loss and pain of being alone. I think they have a tendency to mistake those two things.
That makes sense to me.
I no longer have that person versus I lost this person. Because you can always tell when someone's truly grieving because of the way they classify that hurt. I recently lost this person. Notice that word, lost. I recently lost this person. It's been so many years since I've lost this person. And then it turns into, I don't have that person anymore. Notice the shift. I don't have. So there's no longer that particular emotional connection. The person is trying to possess what's left. They're trying to hold on to it instead of allowing it to be what it is. And it can cause a lot of wild disruptions in emotional health. Very bad ones. That's the reason why grief counseling is such an important thing.
Okay.
Because when you start to have those thoughts of where you want to possess that person, you want to hold on to that person, to the point to where you will not let them rest. You will not let them, move on. You won't let yourself live past that point.
I ran into that on cases. Spirits were held here by the living. But what you're saying makes total sense to me, because again, that is all of a sudden the grief becomes the familiar zone, the comfort zone. And we don't like change. Humans do not like change. Therefore, you sit in your comfort zone. Okay, now I can make sense to that. Thank you.
It's just like any other emotion. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel it and that it's wrong to feel what you feel. It's just be aware of why you are feeling it. Pay attention to the words that you tell yourself while you are feeling it. When you start to talk about your pain, your grief, your anger, even your mania and happiness, when you start to talk about it as if it were an object, it is no longer real. It is something that you are trying to hold on to that is no longer yours. When you're talking about it and it's organic, I'm so happy, as opposed to, I have been, notice the words, I have been in the happiest mood lately. You're already putting it in the past tense.
Yeah.
I'm angry with this person. I have all this anger still built up over this situation with this person.
Not letting it go.
Exactly. It's that kind of situation. That's where, like I said, that's where proper counseling, relationship counseling, even intuitive counseling, so the spiritual counsel, that's where that kind of stuff really starts to hit home and actually helps. Because you actually start to see that you're damaging yourself and those around you. It's actually very self-destructive because you're faking emotions. You're not living through them. This is what I've held on to for so long. If I let it go, who will I be?
That makes sense.
Anyway.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Right, fuck. That went a little deeper than I expected to, but apparently somebody needed to hear that.
Absolutely, I did. Thank you. I learned 2 things tonight.
Well, that's good.
And I'm smiling about it. I'm happy.
Things.
I'm happy. I am happy. Boom.
That's living in the emotion. When you catch yourself, because you'll notice that your mannerisms and your speech patterns will shift.
That right there. I used to talk negatively about myself. I used to talk negatively about others a lot. To myself, to other people, that's putting out more negativity at the universe. So guess what I got back? I got more negativity. Since I've began changing the way I think and feel, it's made a big difference in what I get back. I'm getting back more positivity now because I'm putting more positivity out. What's your take, Missy, on all this?
I'm just listening.
He's doing a fucking job.
Good job. Continue.
That's the reason why I was like, I went a little too far into this than I should have.
There was a definitive reason, and it's going to hit for that person.
And it comes out when it needs to. It comes out when it needs to when somebody needs to hear it. So
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry to both of you.
no, it's fine.
Sherry, I'm
Because
feeling much
normally
more.
I'm like, hey, Missy, do the thing. Save me.
And that's why I asked her, what her opinion was on all this, since she helps, in that aspect.
Right. I've done a lot of grief counseling, and even in the grief counseling, it helped me personally by helping other people. It helps me deal with it.
That right there, helping like my paranormal clients, people that just reach out to me that need help in whatever their particular situation is. Helping them helps me because I'll be counseling them on something, and all of a sudden I will sit there and realize, oh, you stupid son of a bitch, you needed this yourself.
Right.
So that client taught me through me teaching that client. It came full circle. It's like, you dumbass. Now you know why you've been going through this for the last 6 months.
Mhm. That happens a lot to me.
Right? It is a thing. It is a thing. I have learned so much about myself from helping other people.
It's a reciprocation. It
is.
We mirror each other. The whole point is to be in relationship with each other, whether it's platonic or otherwise.
Yeah.
And when we help other people, we see that flaw or that instance within ourselves, the way we've handled it before, the way we're currently handling it now. And as we talk through it with them, we actually talk through it with ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Because you're vocalizing it, and so you in turn hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Instead of just hearing it in your head and, just thinking about it, you're actually, the words are coming out of your mouth, you're actually hearing it.
You're vocalizing the vibration, plus you're hearing the vibration, plus you're feeling the vibration.
Right.
Absolutely. Woo!
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
I'm gonna sit here and do the evil genius thing for a minute. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Absolutely. Sherry, I've done so much caregiving that it's, she gets asked to do it now a lot. It's heavy but humbling and a blessing to be asked to be there for someone in a time of need. Absolutely. Shannon used to do hospice.
Yes.
And she took a lot of pride in that. She also worked in the Alzheimer unit in a care facility. And she could relate with these people on a one-on-one basis because she would take herself out of her world and put them in their world. She would sit under a table playing jacks with invisible jacks with a person for hours. She would take herself out of her world and put them in hers so that she could properly care for them on their level. But then when she got into the hospice stuff, it was important to her. She loved the job, but it was so rough on her caring for someone that she knew was going to pass. You get attached, and then when that person goes, it's right on to the next client, and there's no grieving time. Eventually, she had to leave that field. So I totally get all that. It's rough caring for people like that. It really is.
Doing a case, you get attached to that client when you're helping them, and you have to cut that off when you're done. Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to bring you down, which goes back to the whole thing of how it affects you mentally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've got clients that I am still in contact with. I've got clients that have become team members. I've got clients that have become like family members. And I've got clients that are on their own and they're okay with that. They moved on. They got their healing. They're they're good, and they moved on to the next thing in their life, and that's okay. But if you get attached to them, you do still miss them a little bit,
Mhm.
So I get that. Teresa nodding her head.
Yes.
I almost kind of saw you doing that, and then I looked down, and there's that statement.
There it is.
I have staff meetings with myself all the time. That is a thing. I do it. Just saying. So if you see me talking to myself in the park, hugging a tree, holding a bag of rocks, and picking up dirt and putting it in a jar, mind your business. I'm having a staff meeting.
Oh goodness.
It's almost kind of a true thing. Just saying.
Hey man, we all got our rituals.
Sherry, people just don't want to ask for help, so when they do, it's hard to say no to those in desperate time of need, for sure. It is. But in saying that, you also have to have your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Some people ask for help but don't want the help. They want the attention. If they refuse to accept the help and continually do the same thing, and I've even had some blame me for their issues when they refuse to change. Sometimes you have to set a boundary and say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Maybe this person can. Sometimes your cup is empty. You need time for yourself, and you can't help that person. So, I set a boundary. I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. Maybe this person can. Don't be afraid to set a boundary. It's great to help people, don't get me wrong, but you have to help yourself as well. Where the hell did that come from? Never mind.
It's
a thing.
It's a fucking thing.
It's a thing.
Kitty.
He almost looks high. Are you giving him the energy? You are, aren't you?
No, he's working.
Okay.
He's doing his purr thing. He's working.
All right. You doing okay?
My energy just old.
Your energy just old?
My energy just old. So my cat is being a defibrillator.
There you go. I hear you.
You're not allowed to go anywhere, Dad. I'm not done with you yet.
You're planted. You're grounded.
Yep.
One does not simply disturb the mo.
Yes.
Skits is my buddy. He's Tiff's cat, and that turned into my cat, and he's my buddy.
And that's the thing with Momo. She was Shannon's cat, and then when Shannon moved out, she couldn't have the cat. Well, now the cat is pretty much mine. And I never used to like cats. Now I love cats. Oh my God, Lisa.
What is it? I can't read it.
Hashtag my cat.
There's a very interesting inside joke to that. I'm not going to go into it on here, but yeah, it's a thing. I completely forgot about it. I think I made a comment about petting my cat, and it came out wrong, and I don't remember for sure, but yeah, it was a thing.
Well, I mean, there's a story that goes around the SMX group too about cats.
Yes.
A couple of them, actually. I don't know if I should do that on here or not.
Yes.
So, well, we dropped the F-bomb. So we're at an event. It was where we first met Missy, and an old acquaintance of the group's, a younger girl was there with her friend, and she was in the booth with us, and we're all sitting around and we're talking about cats and things like that, and her friend is like, yeah, I've got a cat and we have to shave the mats out of the fur and that kind of thing like that. Well, without missing a beat, Brian's like, you should always shave your cat. And we're all sitting there, yeah, absolutely. This chick's friend starts to turn purple because he doesn't want to laugh around her, he's just not getting it. And he is curling into himself, just turning purple. And she's like, why would you ever do that? Just starts getting irate. Why would you ever shave a cat? That's just inhumane. They need their fur. And once again, without missing a beat, Brian's like, because I don't like hair in my mouth. This poor kid, this poor dude is now like in the corner with his knees to his chest, literally being fucking red and sweating, trying not to laugh. She still doesn't get it. I don't get it. Why would you ever have hair in your mouth? And I look at her and I go, honey, what's another name for cat? Kitty? Yeah, kitty's another name for cat.
Yeah, it is.
So when you hear people, talk about a, older cat, they call it a what cat? Oh, they call it a put. That's disgusting. Oh no. Still to this day. Whenever we hear anything about her, I'm too busy for that. I gotta go shave my cat.
Sherry, I'm glad you put your coffee down because, I bet you're laughing your ass off. She has a tendency to shoot coffee out of her nose. Anyway, yeah.
That interlude brought to you by
the cat. We got him laughing. That's the main thing.
Shave the cat.
Yes. Sharing cheers
on Facebook.
Oh my God.
See, this is one thing I like about my show. We can laugh, we can joke, we laugh our asses off on here. That raises everybody's vibration. It gets them laughing. By the time they get off the show, they're feeling good about themselves. So I appreciate that. I do. That's why I don't try to be so damn professional. I just get on here and I do the thing.
That's it.
If we laugh, we laugh. We talk, we talk. Some serious lessons get out, but yet we still have fun. We still laugh. We still help people, and we raise everybody's vibration.
I have memories about that first building.
First building.
Oh yeah, the one with the shaved cat story. There's memories there, right, Missy?
Yes, there's memories there.
Sherry, bucket. Now I need more coffee and paper towels. She must have spit it all over her computer.
I've got some stories that are worth $8,000.
That right there. $8,000.
Oh God.
Teresa, you're not wrong. Me and Teresa and Jody Nettles on. I had them on the other night on the show, and we were on here for 4 freaking hours. We just kept going and laughing, and I about peed myself a couple times. Because I was laughing so hard. It was great. We had so much fun. If you didn't watch that, go watch it. If you need to pick me up, go watch it. Seriously, Otter's Den Facebook. Go on the videos. You'll find it. Look for Jody Nettles and Teresa Sayers. Watch it. You will laugh your ass off. That is actually where I came up with dropping the F-bomb.
Gotcha.
Oh, jeez. K13. Nothing worse than an unorganized vagina. I got nothing. It's very difficult to make me speechless, and I got nothing.
There's no way.
If you're eating at the Y, you don't want hair in your food.
Right.
See, I'm old school, so I don't mind, walking through the forest to get to the lake. It's just the way it is. Fuck, I just said that.
I can. Oh. Now we got people burning themselves with their cigarettes. We just have issues.
Well, I mean, we were talking earlier about cats having the own vibration when they purr. A shaved cat is the quickest way to feel how strong the purr is.
Yes. 'Tis true.
See?
Not wrong. Not wrong.
That's facts.
Wait, Tiff's still on. Tiff, wait, who was disorganized their vagina?
She came in late.
It wasn't
Welcome
me.
to the stream, honey.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me either.
Peaches.
I gotta breathe.
God. that last case to what was it? To Pennsylvania peach meat.
Oh dear God.
That's all I can think about.
Oh Lord.
Oh God, the stupid shit we come up with on the road just to keep ourselves going. It just stupid shit.
Yes.
Sometimes that's the best shit. It really is. It really is.
Good stuff.
Anybody got any questions about anything we've talked about, or anything else that has to do with paranormal or mind, heart, soul?
Shaving cat.
Shaving cats. Sherry, it was the F-bomb's fault.
It came down with a bad case of explosions.
Tiff saying, "Show me them knees." I don't know if that's an inside joke or what, but I'm just going to leave it there. Steve, I'm feeling that's for you.
It is. So
okay.
Dustin and I got just stupid slap happy. We were caught on a bridge coming back from Ohio, of course, Ohio. God damn it, Ohio. Anyway, we were coming back from Ohio with a previous team member. Yeah. And we were stuck on the bridge between Cincinnati and Kentucky. So we were coming over the river. And there were 4 accidents on this bridge. We were in fucking deadlock on this bridge for 4 hours. 4 hours and barely moved. It took us 6 hours to get off the bridge. And we're talking like there was a car that was on fire. They had to call in a crew because there was like a 3-car pileup in one of these accidents. It was awful. So we're sitting there and we're going nuts. Just, we went out of the fucking car. We're over it. And we start coming up with voices. We always come up with a voice on a case, especially if it's a trip. You know, we always come up with characters. And we're sitting there and we're coming up with voices. And we start talking about Bostonians. And Dustin comes up with this character about this guy that looks all hard and is crazy as shit, but he has this thing where when he interrogates people, he licks their knees, and he called him Sal the Fish. So he's sitting there, and I come up with this character to come on the back end of it called Fat Tony. So we have Sal the Fish and Fat Tony, and Sal the Fish is like, I'm gonna fucking do it, Tony. Hey, don't you fucking do that shit, Sal. That shit's nasty. I'm gonna fucking do it, Tony. Don't you fucking do that, you gabone. You don't fucking do that shit. Show me them knees. So we're doing this in the car, just screaming this shit at each other. And then all of a sudden, Dustin rolls down the window in the back, sits on the fucking window, like the door, hangs out of the car. Show me your fucking knees, Ohio! Just screaming when we actually start to move. And we start to swerve because the person driving was crying.
Lordy.
That is hilarious.
Well, you have to do these things to stay awake most of the time, and
Yeah.
you've lost your sanity. You've been on a case for the whole weekend, or you've done multiple cases in a weekend, and
Yep.
Keep your sanity.
yep.
You know, Missy's been on several with us at this point, and it's rough because most of us, me excluded, most of us have 9-to-5s.
Yeah.
So we have to work around work schedules.
Yep.
So we're traveling by car a lot of times, states away, going in, doing a case, and we don't leave until it's done. Until the person feels better, until the activity stops, we don't leave. So it could be anywhere between a couple hours to 12 to 13 to 14 hours worth of a job. And then sometimes you have to turn right the fuck around and go home.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting, It
is.
So you get slap happy. You get stupid after a while.
Yeah, it's scientifically proven that if you go without sleep long enough, you physically start emitting like you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
Your brain loses that much function.
It's the reason why we've got that joke, sleep deprivation is a hell of a drug.
It is. It will mess you up.
We don't sleep on those cases. We don't sleep.
Yeah.
No.
We don't sleep.
No. The two of us specifically probably get maybe 2 hours and then have to get the hell up and run on caffeine and willpower to get home.
Yeah, we've stayed extra days before too, so.
Coffee. It is a thing, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about what we do. We do this because we care about people and we want to help people. A lot of people think we're in this for money. No, we're not. We don't charge people unless maybe we need a little help with expenses.
That's
we do this out of the kindness of our hearts because we've had issues like this in the past, and now we're able to help people like we got help. And that was, that makes me feel good that I am able to help others in the same way that you all help me. So I got to thank you all for that.
Oh, man. You don't have to worry about that. You did the heavy lifting, man.
But you helped me do that. You showed me the way.
Well, I don't know how to accept compliments.
Just take it. Oh, wait. Take it, but don't take it. How's
take it,
that?
but don't take it. Hold it, but let it go.
Yes.
That right there. Tiffany popped up another comment. Oh, there's two. Hang on. Oh, she's like, that's why I can't go in with a lack of sleep plus strain on the work throws my body into flares. And I completely get that. But the one before that was leash trash.
That was in Pennsylvania.
Does that have to do with a cat?
No, it's literal. There was a guy in Pennsylvania walking down the street with a bag of trash and a leash. He had the trash leashed like a pet, and he was just walking down the street.
Oh my!
Dragging this bag of trash by the leash.
Like a dog.
Mm-hmm. And then tied it up when he went in someplace, didn't he? He came across the street and didn't he tie it to a gutter or something?
He put it somewhere before he went in. I mean, it was just, yeah.
So police trash.
It actually happened.
It seriously did. And then we're driving past this about a block away. Here comes a trash bag with nothing in it, just flying across the street. And we're like, well, there's stray trash.
Yes.
The roving pack of ATV and dirt bike gang members.
We had ATV gang. They were running from the cops, and they came riding down the wrong side of the road. We were driving, and they were coming towards us. They were splitting the pole and going on either side of the car.
That's crazy.
All sporting their colors, the whole nine.
Oh, yeah.
Dirt bikes.
And then there come the cops right behind them.
That is crazy.
Philly was an interesting place.
The suicidal horse.
Yes, there was horses, and
one was just over it. So they do horse-drawn carriage rides around parks and things.
Okay.
And this guy is clop, 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 clop. You know, he's going about it, and this horse keeps trying to steer him into oncoming traffic. Just literally head down over it. Do it. No balls. You won't do it. And just like, damn, dude.
I'm tired of this. This is where we're going. You coming with me or not?
The disappearing urban cowboy. That was a little creepy to me.
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
This dude just comes across the crosswalk on a horse, just cheesing at traffic and disappears.
middle of downtown Philadelphia on a horse.
There's some interesting characters out there, you know, and that's got me thinking. You know, my grandma on my dad's side, she was put into a home for schizophrenia, voices, people talking to her. You know, and that makes me wonder how many people that are currently institutionalized were simply coming into their gifts and didn't understand it, and it drove them to a place where they shouldn't have been because they didn't have the help.
It has been improving. You can't say that with every case.
Right. Absolutely.
Most cases, in all honesty,
there's something wrong.
Right. There is some mental instability. But it has been proven. We've actually had a couple of cases where the person's life made a complete turnaround because the doctors couldn't exactly diagnose them with schizophrenia, but it was the closest diagnosis, so that's what they called it.
Yeah, they're just tagged.
And we're like, well, how about this? And we went through, none of us are licensed therapists, you know, at least in that degree. We're not licensed therapists.
We've just been through a lot of shit.
Right. The closest thing that I've got is, you know, I'm a spiritual counselor. I'm a member of the clergy. So, you know, I can go that route, but that's about it. But we do have a couple of psychiatrists that we do talk to, and access to a directory. So if we need to get a hold of a psychiatrist in an area, we can get a hold of people.
That's good.
So we're going back and forth about this with someone who we worked with at one point, and he was telling us, he's like, that those symptoms don't match. It doesn't make sense. They don't have these tics. They don't have these mannerisms. They don't have these breaks.
Right.
That's not schizophrenia. They may be seeing things. It may be a type of hallucination, but it is not schizophrenia. It's like, okay, well, let's go from there.
Yeah.
And start doing basically spiritual testing, metaphysical testing.
That.
Let's do energetic sensitivity testing. Let's do aura testing. Let's do, conjured entity testing and see if they react the same way. And we've actually had a couple of cases where the diagnosis was completely wrong and the person made a full recovery with no mental instability after they got help with the gifts. The big thing to understand, though, is that you shouldn't jump to conclusions and say that it is gifts first. Make sure that the person has sought psychotherapy.
Yeah.
Make sure that they have been somewhere where they have been diagnosed before you sit there and label them as not.
Right. The Dead Files vetted me like no other's mother. You guys vetted me like no other's mother. You wanted to make sure that there wasn't actually something wrong and I wasn't just imagining all this. That's very important when you're taking on a new case.
And it's a delicate thing. We have particular questions that we ask. Missy knows this when she does, like when you do the client calls,
Mm-hmm.
the prelims.
Oh, yeah. I go through different questions. I've got like a page questionnaire of everything.
Yeah. Is there drug use? Are you on prescription meds? Do you use alcohol? What's your work schedule like? For sleep deprivation, it's all pertinent information to whoever's going to go in and help them. We need to know as much about that client and their situation as we can possibly know. If they withhold information, it can be detrimental not only to them but also to the investigators on the case.
Hey, Missy.
Yes.
We know all about clients withholding information, don't we?
Yes.
Don't feel bad, I do too. And it actually led to a client suicide. Ooh. Because we missed things, but we were not told about things. It was purposely hidden, and that's why I'm a sticker right now with getting all the information that I can. My team's taking a break right now. I got some issues I'm working through. Michelle does, Charlie does. We're taking a break so we can get our shit together, fill our cup back up so we can go back out 100%. We're revamping how we're doing things so we can be more professional at it. And one of the things that I'm still healing from, and I got to admit this to myself right now, is that case.
It wears on you, and that's something else that people have a tendency to forget too,
Yeah.
When you work with these clients, Missy brought this up, you brought this up. When you work with the clients the way that you have to in order to understand their environmental situation, their health situation, and their spiritual situation, you invest. You are no longer an outside party.
No, you're in it.
You have to remain objective, but you're still involved because what you're trying to do is impact their life, to change certain aspects of it. And when things go awry, if the person winds up hurting themselves, or if you miss something during the case, that's very important, or if you you don't answer when the person is under attack, and something horrible happens as a result, it weighs on you.
It does.
It just really, it sticks with you. It's almost like not to relate the two, because they're two very different professions with two very, very different levels of stress. But it's almost like the cop that had the cold case that he never could solve. It just literally eats at you.
It does.
You have to constantly go, you did everything that you could. You know, I'll be the first one to call myself out. And Missy knows this.
Mm-hmm.
She's my right hand girl when it comes to cases and doing things. So she knows the ins and outs of how my head works. And I won't sleep until I know for certain that we did everything, that we didn't miss anything, that, you know, we followed all the leads, and I will go through it and talk through it and run through it and lay there awake until I finally pass the fuck out.
Yep. Yeah, I went through everything over and over and over on that case. And, you know, not only not getting all the information from the clients is a thing, but putting other teammates in charge of, you know, helping someone, and if that ball is dropped, because things are hidden from that person, it can just be detrimental. So I try to take that on myself, but now I'm seeing that might not be the right thing to do. I need to trust my team. I need to trust who I'm working with more. But we need more training, and we need to be there 100% for these people. If we can't be there 100%, we're not the ones that are supposed to be helping. That's why we're kind of taking a break right now and revamping how we're doing things, and getting our own shit together, healing from some things so we can be right here. Well, actually right here for these people.
That's it. What did Brian do with my everything?
I don't know. Did he shave it?
Y'all will never know.
Tiff may have a surprise when she gets home.
Trip has saved all the cats in the house, including mine. Let's see.
I'm not going to throw it up, but Sherry was talking about, you know, a client with PTSD. That's the thing. I'm still dealing with PTSD from, you know, my client's loss, from the loss of my marriage. I'm still dealing with these things. I'm still learning about myself. I've always, I've figured out that I have, and I'm healing from, I am healing from abandonment issues from my childhood, from adulthood. I am healing from a fear of being alone. I am healing from a lot of things. Still to this day, I thought I was over a lot of things. I'm not. There's still things coming up, and it's probably going to be an ongoing process. But I am healing. I am a lot better now than I was 3 years ago. I am a completely different person than I was 3 years ago, and I'm proud of that. That's something I can be proud of. That's not ego. I worked my ass off to get here, and I'm proud of that fact.
There you
go. A lot of the clients that we've helped worked their ass off to get to where they are now, and I'm proud of them. One of them is watching right now. She's from Florida.
Wonder who that could be.
I wonder. I'm proud of that whole freaking family.
Oh, absolutely.
No, wait, this is my show. I'm proud of that whole fucking family. Dropped it.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, when you were talking about shaving the cats, Tiff piped up, except mine is out of town. But I'm done. K13. Can one heal PTSD or just manage it?
That honestly depends on the level
Mhm.
and the person who caused it. Some forms of PTSD require intensive therapy because after you hold on to that traumatic moment for so long, you forget the reason why it was traumatic. It becomes a recessive thing as opposed to a dominant thing, and you put the cause in your subconscious.
That.
So you consistently get triggered, but you don't know why. Now, if you're fully aware of the reasons why, and you don't lose that, it's possible that you can work through it on your own. PTSD can be something that does have to be managed because once you quote unquote heal from it, you have to make sure that you understand that you are healed from it.
Right.
It's a constant process. It's something that most people, even though they don't have the direct symptoms anymore, still live with because they have to constantly remind themselves, this is not that situation. This is not that hurt. This is not that kind of talk. This is not that kind of, you have to literally retrain yourself.
That.
And that, I know that a lot of people don't approve of psychotherapy. I know that they don't. Nobody likes somebody else in their head, but my point there is, why would you go to a psychic? If you go to a psychic that can read minds, why wouldn't you go to a shrink that can fix one?
Yeah.
There's only so much that metaphysics can help with.
And you're not wrong there. One thing I noticed about when that happened was, I was on city council the night I had a city council meeting. My phone was dead. I never left my phone at home. I always had it on me because my clients would reach out to me during city council, and as soon as I get out of, I would get in my car and get on my phone to be there for them. City council is normally an hour and a half, but I would get right back to them. That night, I did not take my phone. After that happened, I had a phobia about my phone going dead. I had to get over that. It scared the shit out of me if my phone lost charge. I had to get over that. Now I can let it get all the way down. It's okay. It took a while, but it's a real thing. But I had to look at the other reasons. A friend, a brother of mine, and I've known for years. He was suicidal for a while. I talked him out of it several times. The one time I didn't rush to his aid, they found him the next day hanging in the garage by an extension cord. I blamed myself for a long time. Guess what? That wasn't my fault. Guess what? The client doing what they did wasn't my fault. I delayed the inevitable.
That's
is what I did. It is not my fault. They did what they did because of what they were going through. We tried to help them with that. We tried to help the entire families with that. If the families, if the clients don't do their work, once we go in and clear the paranormal out, that's not on us. We can try all we want, but if they don't do their personal work, it's, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I'm not finding my words.
And I think you made the point. I think everybody's got it. You can only do the best that you can do. That's it. And that's the reason why we tell people what we do is not a substitute for medical care. What we do is not a substitute for true psychotherapy.
Yeah.
What we do is not a magic fucking bullet. We can't walk into your life and fix it with a wave of our hand.
Right.
That's not how it works.
I have told clients going in, we can help you with the paranormal. We may not be able to help you with the family issues. You may need therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't go get that, I can't force them to. You can't force them to. We can get rid of the metaphysical. If they invite it back in, that's on them. If they don't get, physical help from a therapist, or they don't do their own family thing and figure things out, that's on them. That's not on us.
That's it. What we facilitate is people getting their lives back.
Yes.
It's a reclaiming of their lives. It's up to them to reclaim who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the clear distinction. Effort has to be placed. If effort is not placed, there is no reward.
Yeah.
So saith Ye.
I hear you. I'm trying to read comments, and they're just scrolling so fast I can't read them.
Yeah, they're coming up fast.
You can see them?
Mm-hmm.
Go, Missy, go.
Nobody else that I brought onto the show has ever been able to see them. Even Joni can't see them when I got her on here.
There's a section that says comments, and I clicked on it, and I've read every single one of them.
Try clicking on one, see if it throws it up.
It won't let me.
Okay.
It won't let me.
See, I learned something about my own show.
I guess only the host can do it.
There's a
Come on,
tab for
guys.
private and a tab for comments. And I just clicked on the tab for comments.
Okay. I'm going to have to tell Joni about that. And Michelle. Our person from Florida says hi and loves you.
We love you too. We miss you. You all could come around.
Abs-freaking-lutely. I have told her if they ever get to Nebraska, I got spare rooms.
Same
Just
here.
saying.
Yep. Y'all want to get the fuck up out of Dodge, you've got 2 different states you can lodge in.
Absolutely. And now that winter is over in Nebraska, give it about another month, it's going to be safe for a while. It's going to be nice and hot and dry, and yeah. My favorite season is summer.
I'm not ready for summer. I'm too fat for summer.
Scorpios love summer. They love the heat. Fucking Scorpios.
Fucking cold-blooded ass.
You're not wrong. Since I got in my car accident, if it gets down to like 40 or 50, my hands go numb. I'm not kidding. I have a hard time regulating my temperature. Most people are 98.6. I'm like 97 something. So my body temperature is literally lower than everybody else's.
So yeah, I usually run anywhere between 96.8 and 97.3.
Yeah,
is normal for me.
Yep, and that's something I've noticed with a lot of people. It's a growing thing. It's like we're evolving or devolving. I don't know which. I think evolving.
I am.
You know, Tiffany, some of the most heinous things I've ever had happen to me, I worked through and healed. It's the low-key things that went on for months or years. that I couldn't put a stop to, that I have to manage to this day. And I understand that. Some of the smaller things you keep burying because it is something smaller. You're taking care of the bigger things, so you ignore the smaller things, and it just keeps coming. I get that.
Tiff's a prime example of people who have actually done the work. She's made leaps and bounds over the last couple of years that are honestly amazing. And I'm not looking for brownie points because that's my wife. I'm being very, very serious.
Oh, I hear you.
It's you know the struggle that they're going through. Some of the PTSD, but you can't relate. You might be able to empathize. You might be able to sympathize. You may even have an empathic connection that tells you what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You still don't understand the reasoning. You still don't understand the root cause. So the only thing that you can really do is be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible to help somebody just by sitting in the dark with them, holding space for that person while they go through what they need to do to come out of it.
What you got, Missy?
Nothing. I was petting my dog.
Not shaving, just petting.
I don't. She's staring at me.
Riri.
Michelle Barone, I think I kind of needed this. Ultimately, not your contract, and you played your part. You did not create the shit show. You can only help with what you can help with.
That's it.
Boom.
You can only do the best that you can do.
Thank you. I needed that.
And that's kind of the thing. To kind of do an overarching bit, because everybody has threads that they're working with. Everybody goes through their metaphysical and physical and mental issues for one reason or another. And it's one of those things that things will only change when you allow them to change. They will only get better when you put the effort in towards a better future.
Yeah.
And you can only do the best that you can do with what you know how to do and what you're capable of doing. At the end of the day, the goal is to be proud of the 110% that you gave. Notice how we're saying pride, we're not saying ego.
Yeah.
Be proud, be confident in the efforts that you made. It's up to the person that you're trying to help, whether it's metaphysically, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally. It's up to them to take their own steps and meet you halfway.
It is.
And that's with any aspect of life. Any relationship in life, whether it be a coworker, a romantic interest, a platonic friend, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You wouldn't go and help somebody fucking move that won't lift a box.
That right there.
True.
And I have been there.
True.
They stand around holding the door open while you carry everything.
Right.
I got to throw something up real quick. Michelle Barone, you can say my name, miss you too. Poker game and lots of whiskey going on right now. I need to tell you to watch out for the king. I don't know why, but I need to tell you to watch out for the king.
Who?
Michelle, she's playing poker.
No.
Watch out for the king. That's from Spirit. Watch the king.
To who?
To Michelle.
Oh, you were telling her.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing poker. Watch the king.
Yeah, right. I get it now. It was just for some reason I thought she was saying that to us, and I was like,
oh. Okay, I got you.
No, my brain had a derp.
It happens.
goodness.
Well, I hate to leave you guys. I'm gonna have to pop off here.
Yeah, it's about that time. We've been on for almost 3 hours now, and I got an old friend I need to get back a hold of. So,
Alrighty.
We can do it.
all righty. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and putting up with our shenanigans and our F-bombs being dropped and everything else.
We are all gonna have bombs made.
Yes, we got to get everybody on here again, and we all have to have an F-bomb to drop.
Yes.
Sure. But we can do it.
So hopefully we helped everybody, and I know we had fun with everybody. One of the goals is to get everybody laughing and giggling and raise everybody up. So I think we did that pretty good tonight. Plus, we got some good information out. We got some really good information out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was the goal.
how you should always eat your peaches, how you should always shave your cat for hygiene,
Yes.
Once you shave,
and
Once
how you can scare every fucking body in Ohio by screaming, "Show me your knees" on a bridge that's shut down.
that right there. And once you shave your cat, there's the peaches.
Oh no. No, I'm dead.
Oh goodness.
I'm dead.
Right? Hey, we had to end the show with a laugh.
Oh yes. Most definitely.
I gotta breathe. Okay.
That Sharon says don't drink hot coffee while watching. That's the truth.
Yeah, I put the coffee down a little while ago. Yeah,
Gave up.
it's a thing.
I quit drinking things as soon as we started telling jokes because I knew better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. Michelle Barone, he just went out. As in the king just went out. Did he go night-night? A king. Oh, maybe they just flipped the king out.
Gotcha. Shit.
But I called it. I saw it.
Hey, get after it, man.
Yeah. If I start doing readings right now, we'll be on here all friggin' night. A king took him out.
There you go.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Joker, Michelle Joker. I don't know if you got jokers in there, but something about a joker. Or maybe we're the jokers. We're telling jokes. I don't know. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, and thank you for anybody watching this in the future. I appreciate you jumping on and supporting us. You can find the Spirit Mechanix on Facebook, and also at spiritmechanics.com.
Yep.
And your specific website again?
KentuckyLoveDoctor.com.
KentuckyLoveDoctor.com. There you go. And you're on Facebook as well. You can
It's
find me.
KY Love Doctor.
I'm sorry?
Not the word Kentucky, just KY.
Okay.
And don't say anything else.
Hey, Missy. See, that's how you get sweaty peaches.
Yes, that is true. And now he's dead.
Sweaty peaches. I mean, come on. If you're gonna shave your cat, you've got to lotion it up. Otherwise, it gets fucking raisin.
Yes.
He ain't wrong.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's why I say Kentucky.
Sherry coffee alert.
Yes.
Okay. You can find me on the Otter's Den on Facebook and YouTube, and Cobra Paranormal on Facebook. We are also on Wednesday nights with my co-host with Dr. Mary Barrett, Teresa Sayers, and Stephanie. Last name is gone. Sorry about it, but it's not going to come through for some reason. I want to say Devils. Anyway, so catch us there. We do readings for people. So call in, give us a listen. What else do we all got going? Scarefest is a thing. I will be at Scarefest. I already have the week written off work. I will be there.
All right.
With any luck, some members of my team will be there. But if not, I'm coming down by my freaking self.
Do it.
Absolutely. You got to share in the booth for me?
Sure.
We can do the thing.
Absolutely.
McPeak, thank you, Teresa. Stephanie McPeak, thank you. It's a word thing.
It is. Words are hard. You can catch us after you catch them on Wednesday. Wait, that way, because it's mirrored.
Yes.
You can catch us after you catch them on Wednesdays. We do Wednesday night lives on Spirit Mechanix Facebook. We're not going to have one tonight because I'm doing this, but I usually pop on Saturdays. I'll probably do one in the morning, but I usually do a weekend live, just touch base, do a energetic forecast. And we're actually going to be starting classes very, very soon. We're going to be doing the first one, hopefully, at the end of April. So stay tuned for that loveliness, if you guys are interested in that.
Very, actually. Very interesting.
Think that's the plugs?
Mm-hmm.
There's something we're forgetting.
Missy, is there has there been any news about the market?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Still down right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know tentatively, notice how I'm using that word, tentatively, we're going to shoot for April for the first one, but that depends on VidCo percentages. So the higher the percentage, the less likely it's going to happen. But with vaccines,
we'll be good.
Do what?
If it keeps going down, we'll be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because right now, the way Kentucky is, 80 people to a venue, and that's it. And with an event like the market, that ain't going to fly. So,
right. And Scarefest, too.
Yep. So we've got to wait for percentages to continue to fall, which they currently are, and then to lift the amount of people's restriction.
Yes. Pray. Yes. Put that positivity out there. Sherry just asked, any chance of Gettysburg? I'm not going to be able to get to Gettysburg, if that's what you're meaning. It's going to take everything I have just to get to Scarefest and Hanukkah in Omaha. So those are my two main things. I want to get Omaha to do the thing and Scarefest to do the thing. Plus, I got to come see my brother and my sister.
Right? Damn it.
Damn it.
We need to get on more shit.
Absolutely.
We need to get on more shit. We need to we need to be at some more places and talk to more people. And that is all of us. So
you're not wrong.
If you guys watching, if you guys have a podcast that you think we'd fit with, or an event that you think we'd fit with, let us all know.
Shoot us a message.
You're going to be on Teresa's podcast here pretty soon, right?
May 6th, if I remember correctly.
There we go. I knew there was something else I needed to get out there.
Yep, May 6th, if I remember right.
So I will plug that like no other's mother. Just saying.
Thank you. We would definitely appreciate it.
Crossroads Paranormal on Blog Talk Radio. I remembered. Rift Radio Network. Howie's. And I got to wish Howie healing. He's had some heart issues, and he is home now. Thank God. So with any luck, he's going to heal up 100% and be right back out here with us. So. Sherry, more bonfire talks and less Zooms will be awesome. You know what? I can actually, if I get a Wi-Fi booster, I can take my laptop out on the patio by my hot tub where my fire pit is and probably get that done. Just saying. I won't get in the hot tub.
Come on, Keith. That's for Cobra Paranormal's OnlyFans.
There you go. There you go. I saw eyes light up when I said hot tub, so I had to put that disclaimer out.
I'll do it, but y'all gotta pay.
No.
Right. Right. Oh man.
I hear you. All right. Thank you very much for coming on my show tonight. Teaching and laughing and giggling, and y'all made my night tonight.
We definitely.
So on that note, again, thank you everybody for jumping on. Oh, one more thing. Thursday nights, me and Michelle do fucking names. Words. Serial Killer Chronicles, where we pick a lesser-known serial killer and put out hints, and the guests have to guess who it is. We're going to be getting that going again. She's had some issues, and those are coming out, so we're going to get back on there. So that's Thursday nights at 7. We're going to start doing that again. So watch out for that. We're gonna do the thing. Oh. I have a new show coming on.
You do.
I do. That's going to be interesting. But we got to let Howie get to where he needs to be before that happens. So, again, prayers for Howie. And thank you again for everybody jumping on. Thank you again for coming on tonight. And we will see everybody later. Enjoy. Namaste.
Thank you.